All right, we're going to get started with our next presentation. Thank you. All right, we're going to make sure that you fill out the bit.ly at the top of the screen. And then we're going to get started. We have Michelle Hanner and Amber Wetzel, and they are from ACGC. And they are going to present a little bit on Seesaw, as well as some of the other technology that they use in their second grade classroom at Guthrie Center Elementary. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Like she said, I'm Michelle Hanner. I teach second grade. This is my 25th year of teaching, which I don't know how that happened, and my 16th year as a second grade teacher. We have one-to-one iPads, K through 2, and I have been using Seesaw this is my second year. I'm a Seesaw ambassador, which doesn't mean I'm an expert. I just really like it, kind of like a cheerleader. And I kind of started this because I saw somebody with a cool t-shirt online because I was following them on Twitter. And I'm like, hey, how can I get this t-shirt? They're like, well, become a Seesaw ambassador. Okay, I'll do that. So I didn't just do it for the t-shirt. Okay. I did it because I really like the program and kids really own it. And it's an awesome way to communicate with parents in a very positive. Like I was telling Amber, I said, sometimes I don't realize, oh, we should be putting this on Seesaw. My second graders will say, Mrs. Hanner, let's put it on Seesaw. Ha, great idea. Glad I thought of that. Good job. So that's why I'm here.
And I'm Amber Wetzel. I'm in my 12th year of education. This is my 4th year as tech integrationist and my first year part tech integration, part instructional coach. My experience with Seesaw, a couple years ago I went to something at Heartland and I came back really excited about Seesaw, told a couple of teachers about it. Hey, I think you'd really, really like this. One of the kindergartner teachers, they kind of experimented a little bit but didn't get in really too deep. It wasn't until last year when Michelle and one of our other teachers attended the PK-2 TIC session that day, and we were able to get a full day sub for them. And we had Mr. Chad Kennelly, who's in the house with us today, set up that those two teachers could go visit a couple elementary buildings and see how their teachers are using technology in the classroom. And both of them came back, they had seen Seesaw in use, and they heard it from a teacher how easy it is to use, saw students using it, and that kind of blossomed into her love for Seesaw today.
Yeah, definitely. So today we're going to talk about what is Seesaw, why should we use it. We're going to experience Seesaw as a student, which I really like because you get to see what the kids see. You're going to see how easy it is. Classroom ideas and examples, there's a lot more on here than I'm going to have time today to show you. So you have this presentation, you can go back to it at any time. I can show you how to set up your class and some time-saving tips. Also, there's a great component about digital citizenship. Everything that kids can post, you have the chance to either deny it or approve it, which is awesome because it sets up that conversation really naturally for kids to talk to you about digital citizenship and for you to talk to them. Also, we have time for questions, help, and resources for you today. Okay, so let's get started. What's really cool about this slide is it shows you how student-driven it is, how it's a digital portfolio. You can use it for assessment, assignments, any work, and it's a great communication tool. When I took the training this summer, they gave us these slides. And I was so excited when I opened the slides, and this is a Johnston school. They interviewed kids in Johnston. I'm like, hey, that's our state. That's awesome. So I'm going to show you this real quick, and they do a really good job of explaining it.
So Seesaw is a new program that we started this year. It's on the iPads. It really is, to the core, a communication device between parent, teacher, and student. What makes it such a neat program or app is that it's really student-driven.
Seesaw is a digital portfolio for kids. It's a safe and secure program that only your students and parents, if wanted, and other teachers can access.
Seesaw is basically a Facebook page, but kid-friendly. You can take pictures and post them, and you can comment, and it's for sharing what you've learned and sharing with your friends, and it's really fun. I like it.
You only post learning stuff, like this was for science, and we post it on Seesaw, and then our parents have Seesaw app, so after we do it, it will send it to our parents, and our parents can see what we learned for the day, like at science or reading or whatever, like writing.
One of my favorite things about Seesaw is that they get notifications when their child posts something, and that they could go in at any time during the day and listen to their child's voice and listen to what they are learning and the language that they are using in the classroom.
Watching them work and learn how to do new things that I didn't know the program could do, and how they respond to each other is really, really neat. So just watching them grow as learners through this program, I think has been my favorite part about it.
It's just a way to connect. I think that anytime that kids are engaged through technology and can connect or share their learning or know that someone else is watching and possibly commenting or enjoying, it makes it 100% more authentic, and the kids are then in turn a lot more engaged, and the quality sometimes comes out better then.
I wanted to point out that it's a digital portfolio. It collects all the student work. If you notice, there was a Chatterpix on there. It's really seamless, where you can post things. They can do things on Chatterpix, and you can upload it to Seesaw. You can videotape with Seesaw. I'm going to show you how to use some of the tools today. Also, it's really great because there's a great way to organize everything. I still haven't given up my portfolios, like the hard copies of things, student portfolios, but I can see later on that I'd want to do that, where it would be a digital portfolio and all the kids' work could be stored there. There's a space for each student to own. There's built-in tools to make it easy for them to capture their learning, reflect, and develop new skills. At first, we had a hard time with that because kids liked to just like it and cool activity, way to go, and that sort of thing. So we're trying to get away from the Facebook likes, because there is a part where you can like it. You can also turn off that part, which I found out last night, which I didn't know. And there's a way for them, to encourage them to use sentences, to respond to other people's posts and what they're learning. It's a great parent communication tool that seamlessly shares everything that their child does. If they're tagged in a post, the student or the parent can see their child's work and anything their child has commented on, which is really awesome. And 60 teachers shared one word that described Seesaw. What stands out to you guys? Easy. Awesome. Yes. Very, it's interesting that, 60 people said this and they're all saying easy and empowering. Lots of teachers love this because it empowers students to document their learning as it happens. You develop students' writing skills, reflection skills, and critical thinking skills. Develops 21st century skills in a safe, moderated environment. It creates a strong community around learning involving families. You organize and share digital creations and classroom activities. You can save time on assessment, conferences, and newsletters. I do a lot of posting of kids spelling words. I'll post test is this Friday, this list, because we all know those kids that bring it home and show mom and dad, but maybe don't really show them, I asked all second grade parents, what is it that you like about Seesaw? And here's their responses. If you read those, the overlying theme is they don't always tell us everything. This way there's a jumping off point when you say, well, what'd you do at school today? Oh, nothing. Well, I saw that you did something with mountains and rivers. Oh, yeah, we did that. So they like to be able to have a conversation starter with their parents or with their child, and they like to see what they've commented on and what they're learning. So even though they're not there in the classroom, they feel like they're more connected. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to experience Seesaw as a student, and I'm going to show you, I'll kind of walk through the first session, or the first part, and then you'll get a chance to do it. Before we begin, the first tool is the photo tool. And with the photo tool, you also, after you hit the photo tool, you can rotate the photo, you can voice record on the photo, you can draw on it, and you can also add a caption. The first thing we're going to do, I'm going to just watch me and I'll show you how to do it. You're going to sign in and add a photo. So it looks a little different depending on what you have as a device, which is awesome. What's awesome is that it doesn't matter if you're an Android user, an Apple user, parents can see it on anything, and also it can be on a website too. So it's, very diverse and easy to use in that way. When you sign in, you're going to sign in as a student, no matter what it looks like. And then you have the QR code on the sign in front of you. I also have it here. But if you don't have the QR code, you can also sign in using a, passcode, thank you, class code. And what's cool about the class code is it's only 15 minutes that they have to sign in. So they can't go home and say, oh, I want to sign into Seesaw as a student, I have the passcode, because they don't have that option, because after 15 minutes, that window is closed. So I have the QR codes for you. So when you go to add, you tap on the photo, and the kids love this part because they love taking selfies, even at that little guy age, kindergarten through second grade. They get on their mom's phone, they're taking selfies and everything else. And then you're going to tap the text tool and tell us a little bit about yourself, your name, your grade level, any additional information you want to share. And then you tap the green check mark. At first, I had kids not able to post because they forgot the green check mark. Green means go, so. Okay, and then you get to preview it, and if you don't like it, you can always, and then you can annotate it more. Also, if you hit the text and you're like, hey, I want to add something more, you just hit the text again down here. And if you don't like it, like, oh, that was a bad picture, you can hit the X and it'll say delete, and then you can start over. Or if you do like it, then you push the green check mark. Green means go. And then, because of today, I didn't have everybody's name put in here, and this isn't your one-to-one iPad, so I just gave you numbers on your table. So you would find your number and tap onto it next to it, and then touch the green check mark again. In my classroom, we don't have to do that step, because once the kids have signed in, they all are assigned their own iPad, and they don't have to re-register and re-sign up every time, which is handy. So then you can add, your item will be added after teacher approval. So I get that power to say, yes, you can put that on there. So here's your chance. So try it out. Take a selfie or a photo of your view, and you hit photo, and then text, green check, and your number, and then green check again. And then we'll see how it looks coming in as a teacher. I'll come around and help you too. So this is the teacher view. I have 3 different classes under my account. That's another awesome thing, is you can have more than one class. My teaching partner is Mrs. Gruber, so when I teach social studies to her class or science, then I can post to her kids too, and she can post to mine. So we share That, you got to make sure you trust your partner if you're going to share accounts like that, which we do. So right now there are 28 unapproved items. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to let number 28 post that fun picture. I didn't see the cat here today. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't approve that one. You guys did have fun with these. Yes? Okay, what number do you need? Oh, she's switching you out. That's another thing. I didn't know how many would be here for sure, so I added. Do I need to add some more? I also have this app on my phone so I can approve as I'm walking around.
She's wondering if you deny it,
If
it disappears from the students.
It does, yeah. It,
You don't want to approve it, but you don't want to delete it, you just want to tell them to go fix it.
That's a very good question. I think I would deny it and have them redo it.
So they can't fix it.
They can't fix it. They'd have to re-propose it to you, I believe.
Marissa would know. With Seesaw, aren't teachers available to comment on a student's, when a student submitted before it's approved? Can you comment and tell them that they need to fix something, or do you have to get rid of it?
I honestly don't know. I'll find out.
Okay, that's what we were.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
there you go.
Go fix your spelling. 'Cause I don't
Yes.
want to do the whole thing, it's really something nice.
That's
Right.
true.
Misspelled word or something.
Yeah.
If you deny it, it goes away.
Oh, okay. So yeah, then yeah, you can change it. It looks like. That's a good.
The student can just edit it, is her question.
Go in and copy and edit. Well, yes, you could, because over here I was showing them how to tag a picture or tag two people, and she was still able to edit it even though it hadn't been approved. So yes, they can edit it even though it's not been approved.
Okay.
The edit privilege, yes, yes.
So you don't approve it, you just comment on it, they fix it. Because if you don't approve it, it goes away.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
And the question where?
The question was, if you don't approve it, then what happens to it? Does it just go away and they have to redo it? And Marissa said, you can also edit it. So you could approve it, and then the child could go back through and hit edit. And that's this 3 little button down here. Wow, this is further on in my presentation. But there's an edit the item, and they can edit it there. Okay? So that's one thing they could do. If 61, can you see my comment? Who was 61? Does it say on there, please tell me more? Okay, so let's go back to the presentation. And I think you guys know a lot about Seesaw already. I checked in and I showed you what was waiting for approval. Here's some good classroom examples for us. I'll just pick one from each, and you can go back and see them.
This is a group of 16, and I figured out 16 is an even number because there is 8 groups of 2, and none left over. I can also do an addition sentence. 8 plus 8 equals 16.
So with the recording option, you can also draw with it, which is great for them to be able to do. Yes, they can label them too. You're right. There's more about, I know a lot of people were wondering about Makerspace. There's a reflecting document and plan during Makerspace, which is pretty nifty.
This is the circuit I made. And it didn't work at first because we had to switch around this piece right here to the positive and negative energy. And now you can see it works fine. Watch this. I'll switch on the switch. Just wait for it, and it will take off right now.
Pretty cool. Just wait for it, yes.
Are they setting it somewhere, or how is that?
They could have partners, like one person could be holding it and that sort of thing. Amber helped me out earlier. We were wanting to record themselves reading, and she had seen, I think on the Seesaw Twitter page, that you put the iPad in the bucket. You know, like you take a picture of the passage and then you put the iPad in a bucket and they record themselves in the bucket. It really eliminates a lot of extra
Yeah, if
noise.
there's a lot of background noise, if you have other centers going on or just lots of people recording at one time, if you just buy one of those cheap like Sterilite shoe boxes or just a plastic tub, and if you have them set that up on their desk and put the iPad inside it when they're recording, that blocks out the outside noise and amplifies their voice towards the iPad.
Cheap solution, and very effective too. This one's one of my favorites because of the chatter picks. It's pretty fun.
Hello, I'm Ronald Reagan. Before I became president, I was an actor in Western films. During my presidency, I had the collapse of the Soviet Union and reestablished relations with China.
Getting back to our presentation. Yes.
That link, I wasn't paying attention.
That's okay.
Was that a Google Doc? What's that a link to?
It was a link to, the question was, what was that link to? It's a link to something called quizzes. So if I click on that, it will take me right to the class code to do the quiz that was already on Quizzes. It's an app.
So if he posts that for his parents to see and they get this, then what do they have to do?
She posted this as a teacher for
Yep.
them to do in class. So, yep, so this is a quiz that they're going to do, yep. And
Yep.
so she was pointing out that it's private first. As a teacher, she put in a private folder so she could do it ahead of time. As soon as she makes it not private, then it goes into the student's reading folder, then they can access it.
Then do parents see that?
They could, yes, if you,
But all they get to is the link
for the quiz.
quiz.
True.
So in this case, she's using it just to distribute things. Like
Just to
older
distribute,
grades might use
right.
Google Classroom to push out a link or an assignment
Right.
or an assessment. So she's using it in this way for them to access the link. Because they're not going to be able to type in the link by the time they go to the school webpage, then her teacher webpage, then her
Right.
links and click on the link. It's quicker for her to just push it out through Seesaw.
Right.
So just another use for it.
And that's in the free version, or is that in that special version?
The private folder is in the Seesaw Plus version.
But you could do it on the spot or the day of push it out or
Right.
assign it to students and just tell them not to click on it yet. But we know how well that works.
Oh, I clicked on this by mistake, right? Okay, any other burning questions? Good. Good questions.
Yep, we have one back here.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Okay, so like I am like just new. Like
Okay,
I
great.
just started mine in January. My own children go to Indianola, and some of them must have came here last year and started it. And so I was getting these notes home, and I'm like, oh, I want to try this with my kids. So I set up my class. I've done all that. My question is, when I've gone into like write my welcome statement, it was dated the 16th. I didn't open it until this week, and so they could still see that. Is there a way that I can pre-post stuff, so like next week's spelling list, can I put that on there, or do I need to wait till Sunday night, or is there a way you can pre-post?
Until the week of or the day of, unless you have that account where you can, the Seesaw Plus, and where you can save it as a teacher private only folder.
Okay. And then when you do your spelling lists, do you have the kids do it, or do you put a spelling list out there for parents to see?
Both.
Okay.
Okay, I'll show you. Good question. I put this on my website, or on this, and I say when the test is, so parents are able to do it. And now tomorrow, kids will get on, and they'll go to add this little plus thing right here, and they're going to add notes. And then they're going to type in their spelling words, and then click the green arrow, or the green check mark.
Take the whole test on Seesaw?
I just had them practice it, just practice, yep.
There's other ways that they can practice spelling words, obviously.
Right.
She showed you the ChatterPix thing. She'll talk a little bit about app smashing later, but any app that they might be practicing spelling words on, magnetic letters, or any other app on the iPad, they can either screenshot it or save it. There's a lot of apps that are compatible with Seesaw that they can just submit it right there. So in this case, it's just the notepad, but there are other options for spelling words.
Do you know if Osmo would connect to Seesaw?
I don't know.
I don't believe so, because Osmo is more of an interactive, on-the-spot thing. They could take a screenshot, maybe, while they're doing it.
Well, we figured out how to get our spelling list on there. And so
Yes.
I didn't know if it would be, put the app on the actual.
Yeah, I'd say screenshot, like as there's, depending on what app you're using. I mean, we've used Words and some of the other ones on there. I don't know what they were showing you this morning, but screenshotting anything they're doing on the iPad or even the laptop Chromebook, they could screenshot and then either submit as is or, use another app, a photo collage app, to put them together and then submit it. We were talking about an example on the way here. They did the spelling words in the magnetic letter app, all their spelling words, like 3 on a page, a screenshot each time. And then they put it into a photo collage, so they had all 10 or 12 words together. And then they submitted that collage to Seesaw and used the record tool and recorded themselves reading each of those words. So then that's there for the teacher to see, there for their parent to see. So a little more, you could take it beyond just the spelling list in many ways.
And you just saw that last night on the
Facebook
Seesaw
page.
Facebook page. That's another great resource to look at. My teaching partner, she had the kids go on Tumble Books, and our city library has an account for Tumble Books, and there's a part where you can take a quiz. So they were doing the quiz on their iPads, and they took a screenshot of their, they got 8 out of 10 right for the questions. And then she has them submit it to her, but she unapproves it, so then it doesn't go on for their parents to see or something. But you could have it, you could approve it, and then the kids could see how much they've improved over the school year as to how their quizzes are doing. She just does it for herself, so they have accountability.
Because she's kind of a slacker. So that's an easy way, not really, but that's an easy way for her to see. They could submit it. Otherwise, she could go around one laptop at a time or
Right.
iPad, have them write it down. But they can just submit it there, and then she can look at it and just not approve it, and then it goes away.
She's joking. She's really
She's
not,
not really a slacker.
I have to teach with her for the next 30 years, Okay, so the other part I'm going to show you is the drawing tool. Some of you already figured out. The drawing tool, you can draw 3 ways you'd like to use Seesaw, explain a math concept or problem, and to start over, like when you have been approved, then you'll have the screen with the feed view. So you want to push the plus, the green plus, and then choose drawing. And then you can draw, you can add a photo, draw on it, add your voice. So I want you to get hands-on with that, and we can be around to help you and see how that goes with the drawing tool. Okay, so any questions about the drawing tool?
Can you just approve them all at once?
I don't think I can.
That's what I did down there. Because the one guy said he couldn't go on until you approved them all. You already knew that, right?
No, I forgot. Okay.
I don't remember how many slides there are.
I don't know either.
Tiny ones. Just keep going.
Okay, so if we keep going, any questions about the drawing tool? Pretty easy to use and to get there. Video tools use the same kind of way. It's just like using a video app on your iPad. You click on video A great thing would be to record partners reading. I like to have the kids record themselves reading. And then you can type a text to explain the message of the book. We did a Reading Rainbow book recommendation before Christmas to keep them engaged, and they really thought that was cool. Ooh, can I look at somebody else's? Sure. Go look at somebody else's book recommendations. You know, they held up the book. I think you should read this book because, and then they had to explain themselves.
For teachers that do running records but might not necessarily have time to listen to all their students in class, they could, the students could record themselves reading on their own, submit it, and then the teacher could do the running records at a different time.
Any questions about the video tool? Okay. Now you've seen firsthand how the students will add items to the Seesaw journal. If you download Seesaw, it can be done on Google Play or on Apple, either one, or you can just go to appseesaw.me. Other features are copy and edit. So I know that our kindergarten teacher, she liked to put the phonics pages of practice on. So she would PDF it and then send it out to all her kids, and they could interactively do the phonics page. Saves on paper that way. You can text label, and then parents only get to see their child's work or anything that their child is tagged in. To set up a class, there's a checklist that's very handy, and there's a video. I think I'm going to let you come back to that, if that's okay, and maybe we can have about 5 minutes at the end where we can walk around and help you do that. There's great time-saving tips here. Use a note tool to write up notes. I think, like with the, we had a field trip to the bee farm. Well, I was missing a few kids' permission slips, thank you. And I said, remember, bring back the permission slip, or check your child's folder, daily folder for this permission slip. And okay, great. I got responses back right away, so that was awesome. Kids can do word clouds and then post them on there. You can do a word cloud of things that you're doing in the classroom. It's a great communication tool. Instead of sending out the paper copies all the time. I showed you that you could organize their folders for their work, and there's a little video about how to do that. Seesaw is awesome in helping you with anything that you can think of that you want to do. We were just talking about how if you email them, they'll get back to you really quickly. I would say within a day or two. Also, if you want to do something, more than likely they have made some kind of video to train you how to do it. And they have just done a fabulous job with that.
And just a quick note on folders. That's a really easy way to differentiate too. If you have different groups, you could call them your blue group, red group, whatever. If you have different levels, whether it's guided reading or in math or whatever, and you could assign specific things just to that group without them knowing.
That's true. Good point. Another great thing is anything that you create, most of the things you can create, I should say, can be put onto Seesaw, and there's a list of complete apps at that link. So just about everything you can dream of. And I think if you email Seesaw and say, what about this? Can you help me figure out how to link this? I think they would be able to work with you too. Okay, so what are your next steps with Seesaw? There's a copy and edit note that I'm going to push out to you right now to the feed, and then you can save it to your journal. So I'm going to go into my Seesaw PD and go to feed view. Oh, I better approve all those. Oh. Well, here we go. There is a folder that I created, if I can find it. Oh, yes, right there. That I created. What? Where'd it go? There's a folder that I had put in A wonder, I can create it again. That you can decide what you want to do. Tell me what you want to do, how you're going to use Seesaw in the classroom. So
she'll type that up quick, and then she'll push it out to the class, and then you'll use the copy and edit feature, which someone mentioned earlier, by clicking in the bottom right corner. Is that correct? And then go to copy edit.
Mm-hmm. Let me push the green button again. I'm going to push it out to everyone. And then you push the copy edit down here, these three little dots. Copy and edit, and then you can write your notes, and then you get to tell everybody how you would use Seesaw. Or maybe how you already use Seesaw.
Yeah, from the quick survey you guys filled out at the beginning, it looked like about a fourth of you already are very comfortable using it, so maybe you have some things to share at the end here too. Or share now some ways that you are already using it, some different applications.
Yes.
The question was how she accessed this.
Class feed. Yep. It should show up.
We have had a few people ask already whether Michelle will be here in the afternoon. She is actually going to be here this afternoon. We both will. So if you're staying for the coaching session in the afternoon, she'll be available if you want help actually getting in, setting up your classes, and that type of stuff. And if you want to get the Seesaw Plus 30 days, you can do that.
Right, right. And I have a QR code that I can show you here in a minute, too. Okay, so that's your exit ticket is the plan. What's awesome also is Seesaw. Okay, where do I start? They have a Seesaw plan already for you that lays it out. It's a step-by-step guide, or if you want your own blank template, there's a space there for you too on the presentation, which is pretty. Yes.
When I signed up, that was like the very first. When I signed up, that was like the very first thing that shot out to me through my email to kind of give me that plan of how to set it up. And so I just saved it into my Google Drive. So if I ever forget,
right,
will happen.
Right,
it's still there.
Yes, yes, I know. Life happens, and then you get back to it, right? Yeah. Too many irons in the fire. You got to come back to one of them. There's awesome additional resources online also. PD in your PJs is a tutorial. It can either be live or a video recording. I also included a link later on to all the PD in your PJs. There's 10-minute videos, there's half-hour videos, there's full hour sessions about how to do something. I love this resource. You know, post what what is awesome, explain always what's going on, share, don't share, only share public information online. There's a privacy part to it. The best comments help us learn. I just love this. Oh, here's the Seesaw Plus free month membership. And what you get with that is a private teacher only folder. You get private notes, and you get a skills view. So let's say you do have the kids read aloud on the app, and then you can link it to standards, and you can put in the standards, and then you can rate them on a scale, and then there would be a big sheet of all your kids, and it's all mapped out for you according to what activities and which things they need to work on. I have not taken advantage of that, to be honest with you, but it's a great idea to use that part. If you have, there's also something called Seesaw Schools, which I do not know if anybody here is a Seesaw school. Then you get the Seesaw Plus, and your principal can look at everything, and that's more of a paid program too. There's so much, though, with Seesaw that's free, too. That's really advantageous for us. But you get a month free, and you get another month free if somebody else scans your code, and they get a month free. So it can snowball a little bit. But you can scan this at any time and then get it free for a month. That is a great question.
She's never had to.
I've never had to, so I don't know. Yeah.
Per teacher, it's $150 per teacher, but then if you go for Seesaw for schools, it depends on how many students and how many teacher accounts. So,
Okay.
and actually Johnston is about, I think the only school that I know of, and we have Chad here as the instructional coach there, they do have Seesaw for schools, so if you want to talk to him and ask him a few things that you can, but
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Now is our time for swag. I'm going to let Amber take it away from here.
I know not all of the numbers have been redeemed, so if you have your student number that you used to get into Seesaw, that's what we'll use here. We'll do 1 through 80, and if the person is not here or if it's a ticket that hasn't been used, then we'll just get a different one. So
And the first winner gets to pick if they would like this one. This is an extra large, and that one is a large.
But the second winner, you're stuck with whatever's left. Okay, 52. I think at that table back there, maybe? 52!
Yay! It's a hard decision. I told somebody, I said, the first time I presented, I let my kids pick the pattern. This one's got the little emojis on, if they are, or it's a Children of the World because it's all over. Okay, all right. Congratulations.
42? All right.
No. Must be present to win.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 66. Ooh, all right. Yay.
That is the best part about being an ambassador, giving away free t-shirts. I love it. No, the best part is really getting out there and sharing this with all of you. This is the site I told you about with PD in your PJs. Also, you can look back at any recordings, and like I said, there's hour-long sessions, 30-minute sessions, and 10-minute sprint sessions. Just about anything you'd ever want to know about Seesaw, they walk you through it. They do an awesome job with their PD.
And I just put a link and a screenshot to their Seesaw privacy. If any of you are feeling, just a little cautious of protecting your students, they do have their privacy policy, and they take it very seriously.
A great thing to do, and I started doing this, is follow Seesaw on Twitter, check out Seesaw Teachers on Facebook, and I told a couple of people about the help.seesaw.me. They have just about everything on there. You can also talk to me. I'll be here all day.
And then the rest of the slides are just additional resources that she put in there if you are looking for just some more ideas, more specific ways to implement it in your classroom, that those are there for you to look at.
And they're all grade levels too. There's middle school and high school too. So if you have a friend or a spouse that teaches at a different grade level, you might want to share those with them.
Are there any other questions before we wrap up, before we're done? Okay, thank you guys very much.